Hi, this is a review of the Polaroid 1080p HD camcorder. This is one that I just picked up a little while ago, and I checked on YouTube and there were no reviews for it, so I decided to make one because it's actually a pretty cute piece of technology. They're discontinued, I should probably tell you that right away, so you're probably only going to find these at drugstores or discounters or whatever. But if you're cheap and you want reasonable quality for a low price, this is a great little product for you to pick up. You probably shouldn't pay much more than $100 for these, probably closer to 50. So anyway, what's good about it? First of all, the picture quality is great. I'm not sure if it's exactly HD, but it's pretty close to it in ideal lighting conditions. And that's mainly due to that beautiful large lens, which is one of its biggest pluses. Not going to get into why too much, but basically the bigger your lens is, the better. If you have a small lens, no matter how high your megapixel count, you're just not going to get a very clear image. I think it's 5 megapixel thereabouts, but if you have the camera mounted on a tripod and with good lighting conditions, you can have a beautiful, beautiful crisp picture. Yeah, but it has to be well lit. It has like a little nighttime feature on it, but that is just no good. It really just makes an awful picture. It has a little standard viewer on the side there, which has a beautiful picture on it. Buttons are in the back, kind of flimsy, on the back of that little silver cylinder at the top. But you know what you would expect. You could take a picture with it, and you can film with it. The power button is that thing on the bottom there, that little circle. It's kind of an odd place, but you really don't hit it by accident unless you're holding it in your hand. It has a little light right there on the bottom underneath the lens, but again, there's absolutely no point to that at all. It's completely useless. Another major caveat of this thing, apart from it being discontinued, is that you're limited to 2 GB SD cards, which is a huge deal for some people. But if you just want to take like quick YouTube snippets or film things, your kids running around, whatever, this is a great little camcorder to pick up. And even on HD, I think you get about half an hour worth of footage on there. And the microphone is pretty good. I've used it to tape a conference. You can see that on my channel there. I was kind of messing around with it, so some pictures are better than others, especially where I turned on that nighttime feature. Like the brightening feature is it's awful, so I wouldn't recommend using that. The other thing is you have to keep it steady. If you move it around, it has a really hard time focusing on the subject. I'm not sure about other better camcorders, but this one definitely has a huge problem with that. You can lower the settings, the resolution down to, it has various ones, but you can go all the way down to VGA if you want, and it actually delivers a pretty crisp picture on a VGA. I use that for a lot of my YouTube videos, so it's better than you think, especially considering the price. Major bad sides, like I mentioned, the low cap on the SD card. That's the biggest one. Overall, just cheap construction. So I would not recommend taking this on a nature hike. It probably won't survive. The tripod mount is really cheap as well. It's just kind of screwed in at the bottom. It's plastic, and it could easily fall out. Some people have been saying that. The viewer is great, it's a plus, but overall it's just a cheap product. It comes across as cheap. So if you mount it on a tripod and you don't move it too much, and you don't have any great ambitions for being the next Steven Spielberg, then this is probably the camera for you. So if you find one and it's cheap, pick it up and take some pictures with it. Alright, take care, bye.